Hi, everybody. Welcome back. A little, a little bit frazzled this morning. Oh, well, there we are. What have we got going on here? All right. So here it is. It is Tuesday. It is episode 349. It is the day before birthday. It's birthday month. And I'm very excited. And I just have to click on this who's on Flingy down here to say hi, everybody. Welcome back. So for those of you who have begun to check out these videos, my new people on LinkedIn and Instagram, it is so cool to see your comments. It is so amazing to get your feedback. I'm getting little notes from you, and it's very cool. It's like moving without moving to a new town without having to pack or unpack. My God. So here we are. We've had some interesting weather. It was threatening to snow tomorrow, but it's not allowed to snow tomorrow because tomorrow. not that I'm hinting or anything. No. And the reason I wanted to talk today about the subject that I've come up with is because I fall victim to it all the time, and I know a ton of people who do. And that is that we make a checklist and we have so many boxes on it and we think we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this. And then we look at the list, and it's the sheer size of it, right? It's the sheer, we look at the numbers and we think, oh my God, I can't do that. I can't even begin. And, the excitement that we had to get this started, to get this going. And, I've got an early start on spring cleaning. And then you look at all the stuff and you think, oh, well, you know what? Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe I'll just go and sit over there. Good morning, Eddie. Good morning. Good morning, Daniel. But when we see this long list and we think I can't, where, and you try to look on it, you try to go through it to find something that would be an easy fix, a simple win. And it's the volume that makes it all look completely impossible. And so what I think is so important when we hit those snags is to remember how that felt, to remember how the whoosh went out of us in it, like in an instant, and say to yourself, let's not do that again. And so what I thought would be great, because every year I try to get everything shaped up in a way that feels like every step in birthday month is tidying the corners of my fresh beginnings. My longtime girlfriend and I, the one who was in the car accident with me, God bless her, quite a few years ago, she said, why do you keep celebrating birthdays? And I said, because everyone is a win, Deborah, every single one. I'm walking here. We're walking here. We weren't even supposed to be here, let alone walking and talking and making sense of things. This is a massive accomplishment. And besides, I calculate my age by the U.S. exchange rate. She burst out laughing. There's also that thing about, given when we had the accident, no one thought we would survive. We can zero off those hours, those years, hours, months, and days too. Like at this rate, we're not going to be allowed to drive, vote, or order booze. And she said, all right, I see your point. I'm with you. So, quick sip of coffee before we get started. Cheers, lovelies. Sip whatever you're sipping. I also want to say before I begin that I was very privileged to witness somebody having a really tough moment. And in true Viking fashion, which is not only imitating windmills, but flinging ships at them, I saw this treasure trove of a household item. And I said, oh my God, where did you get those? And the answer was, do you want them? And I said, do I want them? Are you kidding? And so there was a ping this morning on my phone and a photograph of the household items outside my door. And it's not like I got a dozen roses. It's that somebody very busy, overwhelmingly busy, crazy busy, said to themselves, if I don't do this, I'll never hear the end of it, and prioritized it. That's all. It wasn't a Rolls Royce, It wasn't anything spectacular, supernatural. It was prioritizing me, my wish, my oh my gosh, and proving, showing what it looks like when people show up, what it looks like when people hear you, what it looks like when they not only hear you, but they understand that something matters to you and they take action on it. When they take action on it because it matters to you, whether or not it matters to them, is amazing. And so I'm all smiley, and I thought, this is pretty awesome birthday week starting off so far. So with that said, before I start, for the people who are truly just joining and they've just caught a glimpse of what's going on and they're not quite sure the relevance and who I am. So I was raised as a military brat and traveled all over the world. And as a result of that very gypsy life, I had an opportunity to sample many jobs and careers. I apprenticed in hospitality. I apprenticed in tourism. I apprenticed in publishing and marketing. And when I had done all those things and I came back to Canada to finish my education, I tripped sideways and fell into show business because one of my profs in university was a TV producer. And he hired me. He didn't, grant me a wish and make me famous. He hired me to be his, his dog's body, his assistant. And it was during those fairly short months, actually, that he encouraged me to write something that would showcase me. And I did. And in the middle of writing it, he and his family moved. His wife was offered an amazing job someplace else and they moved. So I completed the project on my own and I launched the project as a one-woman show on my own. And I didn't even invite him to the opening. I wanted to prove myself on my own, And who I invited was everybody in the production community, everybody in television and radio and whatnot, film. There was no general public. It was all this exclusive audience. And the next day the phone rang and I was offered a television series, not by him, by somebody who came and saw the show. And then that series lasted a year. There was a huge strike. And then a few months after that, Carol called me and said they're replacing Ruth Buzzy on You Can't Do That on Television. And bang, it was like, open the door, trip over the front step to get the newspaper and fall all the way down the steps, roll along the path, land at the sidewalk, and there's a limousine waiting for you. And it was that fast. Also that fast, it felt, was the fact that show business is very much like the ocean. It comes and goes in waves. While I was busy working in television and I was doing cartoon voices, I was also teaching. I was teaching all the things that I had learned before in marketing and in hospitality and in advertising and whatnot. Tourism, working with the Tourism Bureau. Keynote talks, talking to business leaders and whatnot about their smart ways. And good morning, Eric. Good morning. Good morning, Rhea. How nice to see you. Happy birthday week, everybody. And so it was this very strange kind of octopus kind of career, umbrella career. You picture the umbrella and all the different ribs were a different part of entertainment and communications. And in that way, that was my grounding. When the bottom fell out of show business, I struggled for a few months to try and figure out now what. And then I landed an opportunity to join a writer's agency. And it was through the writer's agency that I got to do all these books and these screenplay projects and meet all these incredible people, these decision makers and deal makers and game changers who had me write things for them. So where I am now, coming back finally after my writer in exile experience, is that I'm back where my career began. I'm back with my show business family. I'm back with my longtime career friends. And I'm combining everything that I knew and everything I've done into a streamlined objective. And that is to teach people the first thing I learned, which is how to shift to own the moment. That's the military kids survival pack. Shift to own the moment, because you have no idea when the new moment's coming. You come home from school and there's boxes in the living room that weren't there in the morning. And I guess we're not in the school play next week. No, honey, we're not. We're going someplace else. And so how you shift to own the moment is how you find the part of you that has what it takes to meet everything. Because some parts of you don't have that. Some parts of you are sad and exhausted and crying. Some parts of you are flinging things at walls. And some parts of you are saying, all right, what are we doing? And that I know how to go and get those different aspects. I know where they are. I know how you get them. I know how you apply them, because I've not only learned it so early, but I've practiced it every day. I'm ideally situated in this exact moment in time to give people the tools they've forgotten they have, to show them how to sharpen them and practice with them again, to meet and master what the hell is going on right now. Because boy, oh boy, it's busy. And we need to have all of our shiftabilities, all of our shape taking skills in our hands, ready to go. And I have them. So the project is called Pivotry in Motion, because a pivot is a physical thing. Pivotry it's kind of a dance. Pivotry is what your brain does. Pivotry is the ability your brain has to segue from this one to that one automatically, no conscious thought, complete survival. And I show people how to do that. I show people how to give their teams the doorway to reclaim their confidence. Because, 3 years of COVID, plus the fallout, plus the uncertainty before that, and now this, whatever we call this, I don't think there's a word for this. So we'll just say this. And this is affecting the world in the same way that COVID did, which means that we don't actually have an exit ramp. We can't just go away because it's pervasive. It means we have to stay. And I'm the one who has the ability and the tools to show you how to stay and be okay. Be more than okay. Be able to breathe, be able to laugh, be able to reset and choose the next new thing that we deserve, that we've hoped for, planned for, worked for. So that's the plan, Stanley's, and I have the books, and I have the I have the artwork of the Viking girl riding in on the ship Resilient, the good ship Resilient, and I'm speaking and I'm coaching people to help them write their books and their rebrand and to figure out where they are and where they stand. That's what I'm doing. And these videos are my introductions to your opposites. I am giving you a taste. It's a taster's menu. Ooh, it's like going to Costco. I'm the free cheese plate over here. I'm the free hot dogs. Those little sausages in a bun. That's me. So cupcake girl. So what the plan is to get you feeling no idea when the new moment happens. That's right. It just does. Good morning, Freddie. Good morning. And so Because Eddie, as you say, the new moment is all of a sudden, oh, we're here. Oh, it's here. Oh, wow. Okay. All right then. Yeah, I'm on it. That's what it feels like. Unless you're overwhelmed. And then you're face down on the linoleum kitchen floor and you're looking up and saying, what? I can't. And putting your head back down. So the video today is a fairly crazy simple hack. And I think we deserve that. I've done this. I was showing I've been invited to join a really great club, and I wanted the events coordinator to understand who I really am, as opposed to, oh, didn't used to do television. So I brought my books, and I booked some time with her, and I sat down, I walked her through my strategy. And what I said to her was this: it's called think, plan, do for a reason. If you switch the order around, it's very interesting what happens. And I know that because I have tried that multiple times until I've said, stop doing that. So think, plan, do is predicated on the outcome, on where you hope to be. We are here and we want to be there. How do we navigate that? My ancestors were Vikings. I make light of the whole Viking thing and I joke about it a lot. My ancestors were Vikings. And aside from the bad press, what they were most famous for was their ability to navigate and their ability to tell stories. Their stories were very powerful because they didn't have a written language, so everything was word of mouth. Navigating was how you get from that rock to anywhere else with no compass, right? Before compasses. And they did it. I mean, they came here. They came here before Columbus, and they said, yeah, no, and went home. And our indigenous people said, bye. All these people keep showing up. So what I'm able to do, because of my training, my upbringing, my childhood, is I'm able to profile fairly carefully and fairly well and fairly quickly what it is that people's patterns are, why it is they're doing what they're doing, and where it is they hope to go. I get a sense of that fairly quickly. We have conversations, and then I help them navigate the best path, the one that works best for them. There's always many paths. And then I help them rewrite their origin story. The people like us do things like this that may or may not have been true. And if in our conversations I realize that they've been trying to pretzel themselves into a role that was never theirs to own, I help them extricate themselves. I help them to honor the person whose story it was and rewrite their chapter, because their chapter is theirs to own. So as a result, in working with people who are business owners, CEOs, information gatherers, healers, helpers, heroes, what I'm giving them is access, backstage access to their reset buttons, to their take that deep breath, we got this, that no one ever teaches us. It's just assumed we know, and we don't. So that's very exciting. In this conversation today, so it's my birthday week, and in my birthday week, what I like to do is take 2 or 3 chores they're self-care chores, they're for me, take 2 or 3 chores off my list and accomplish one professional thing. However, and it manages to sort itself out every birthday month, because April is technically the first month of the year. It's spring, right? It begins with Aries, right? It begins on the 20th of March, and then I cobble my birthday month onto it. So I'm able to get not only my 30 days, but the Aries days too, to celebrate the full month. And it is my gut check on what I've achieved in the previous year. It is my immediate craves that I've been working on. And it's also the stuff that gathers like little dust bunnies, idea dust bunnies and project dust bunnies that just kind of gather in the corners. So when I had made the list and I sat down and looked at it yesterday, I was a little gobsmacked, I have to admit, because there were more things on the list than I had realized. And it kind of took the wind out of my sails. It also, there have been a couple of people who I have had in my orbit recently who dropped their balls with resounding thuds suddenly out of the clear blue and kind of left me stranded. And so there has been a lot of scrambling and refocusing to do that workaround. Because when, people who are new in the industry, people who are new at anything, they don't have a reputation to maintain. I have a lot of years in this industry. I have a lot of people who have seen my shows, gone to my workshops, learned their craft through me, books published, events planned. And the idea that I would lose all of that wonderful trajectory of spreading the joy because of a couple of lost, self-absorbed souls is exhausting. So it's not a mad scrabble to cover myself. It's a scramble to get them out of the way so my own momentum isn't hobbled by that. Even so, and I'm good at it, even so it's exhausting. And I'm telling you this because I know that among us, aside from everyone who is automatically the CEO of their own lives, there are people now from LinkedIn, business people, who are wearing the many hats that their careers demand. And you know what I'm talking about when you have to be the CEO in more than one place at the same time. It's like juggling flaming chainsaws. And I don't care how much you've practiced and how good you are at it. It's exhausting, and you really don't need someone to hand you something else. 37 flaming chainsaws and a cream pie. All right. We don't need more. We need management. We need leverage, because you can't manage crisis. You can't manage change. You can't control those things. You can't tell stress, just go away. What you can do, what I have learned to do, the techniques and the tools, is how to leverage those things, how to use their momentum without getting our feet all icky, use their momentum to carry us above and beyond the busyness of the crisis. That is a powerful, powerful success and sanity tool. And that's one of the reasons, with this month reaching its midpoint, this is the Ides of April, I'm sharing it with you very, very specifically and consciously to give you that, okay, second wind. So we have a checklist and we write down things on it. And then we try to tackle it. That's mistake number one. In between, write the list, tackle it, there are 2 steps. The first one, the first additional step, is to number the boxes in order of immediate urgency and gratification. My friend Carol says, is it useful? Is it beautiful? Get it gone. Replying to Eddie, fearlessly happy, accurate. Sure is, when I wasn't showing any emotion, I went to explain things. Yeah. Yes. So what I'm reading, guys, if you can't see these comments, what we're talking about is the trauma we carry without realizing it. If we already have our hands full and somebody hands us something, we have nowhere to put what we're already carrying. So we just lock it inside where it festers, right? That's what they're discussing. I love this when this happens, when you guys are doing this conversation amongst yourselves, because this is our family, right? So we make a checklist of things we want to get taken care of because this is our fresh beginning. And so we make the list. And then we attempt to do. So we think, we attempt to do. The next two stages we forget are the plan, the strategic plan, the now what plan. Step one, read it carefully and then number the boxes in order of priority. Okay? So if you've got 10 things or 40 things or 5 things, whatever it is, look at the priority. In placing it first through whatever, what you want to do is choose based on greatest urgency and greatest feeling of gratification, satisfaction. Spike the ball. Those are the two criteria, okay? Urgency and happiness. That's the first step. The second step, and you're going to actually, what I would do, I have a checklist page. I made one and I printed. So I have a fresh checklist page. So the first one was the checklist. The second one, I number. And the third one, I create categories. And I'll tell you why I do that. Because quite often we self-sabotage. Quite often we say, well, I promised them. Quite often we say, well, it's not that bad. Quite often we say, it'll only take a minute. And when we say those things, we are automatically putting ourselves at the bottom of the list. We are raging against the machine, and we have not prepared ourselves to be able to comfort ourselves once the rage subsides. We haven't made that now what plan. So the categories that I use are, yes, we definitely are. So no, Eddie, the checklist isn't a later folder. The checklist is the to-do now. It's not later. We take the stuff out of the later folder and put it on the checklist. This is an action plan, the checklist. So when we realize that we tend to put ourselves last, or we put ourselves first because we've had it up to here and we don't care, and we don't care who knows it. Equally self-sabotaging, really. So what we do is this. We have me, my life, my career. Now, if you're not working, if you're retired, your career is your purpose. Okay? So me is personal. My life is my home, is my puppy, is my loved ones, is my freshly washed sheets and pillowcase. My career, my purpose is what I do with myself every day. Am I a creator? Am I a collaborator? Am I a connector? Am I a colleague? Am I a client? That's the third category. The third category is also the tribes that I belong to. So is it a hobby? Is it a career? Is it a function in society? That's the third category. Me, my immediate, and my extended circle. Those are the three categories. And if you've already numbered your stuff, then when you're putting things into your 3 categories, you already know which ones go to the top. The lowest number goes to the top. So the stuff you do for you, the stuff you do for your life, and the stuff you do for your world, each one has equal value, not only in your comfort, but in your confidence and your way forward. All 3 have equal value. So you've numbered them. And now the action list that you're going to use, you pull the top ones and begin with those. One for me, one for my life, one for my career, one for my purpose. Next one. Number 2 for me, number 2 for my life, number 2 for my purpose. Number 3 for me, number 3 for my life, number 3 for my purpose. And so on. And you only do 3 at a time. So yesterday, that's what I did. Yesterday, when I realized that I had this massive list, because I'm as guilty of it as you are, how do you think I came up with these solutions? What do you think? What do you think motivated me to come up with a way to save myself? I swear to you, if I turn my head just right, I can still see the dissipating mushroom clouds of my disasters in the distance. Boom! So my survival becomes your operating manual. And you're very welcome, because it's my operating manual too. Now, not then, clearly. So the top 3 things that I did yesterday, because I felt I wanted to get something done every day this week for birthday week. I did something really yummy for me. Nothing big, nothing extravagant. I just did some self-care. And you know how it is when you, I don't know, you give yourself a pedicure, or you trim your hair or something. You just do something small, but it's so powerful when it's done. You think, there, I'm all pretty now. I'm all there. I have been pampered by me, pampered by Abby. And then I did something for my immediate life, what I care about, what matters to me. And then I put in motion something for my career, something for my purpose, something for Pivotry in motion. And at the end of all of that, it felt like a job well done. It really did. And I thought, okay. And then I put a little heart beside each one of them last night as I was getting ready for bed. And I looked at the next 3 and I said, I'll see you in the morning. And so this morning, not only do I have those 3 that I'm going to look at today, but I got a return on my efforts of yesterday very early. I got an outreach that just made me feel like it was already my actual birthday. And you think, there's the proof that it works. So the idea there shouldn't be anything left from the checklist. Well, you've taken everything out of the later folder to put on the checklist, Eddie. That's where you got them from. You make these lists and then you attack them. So I'm shaving my head again. It always feels so good getting it done. Everything, everything about taking care of one small personal thing is so huge. It's not saying, someone peel me another grape. It's reaching out and saying, "Are I've run out of peeled grapes," and then flutter the eyelashes. That's so much. I'll peel you more. That's what I'm talking about. What we want to do with these checklists, what we want to do with the joy, what we want to do, oh gosh, 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 for the career. Yesterday, I was contacting my paparazzi for the fan con event that I do in July. And oh my gosh, I have to, I have to tell you, because I don't check them with them all the time. They're busy. They're photographers. They're busy. But every single one of them reaching out to me and saying, yes, yes, yes. When is it? Why is it not July yet? And reminding me of crazy, silly things that happened last year. And it was so we weren't talking. These were messages. And oh my God, it just I'm looking at the calendar thinking, come on, July 20th, let's do this. Just so much fun to be with people who are excited to be with you. And how that happens is you make it clear to them in thought, word, and deed how much they mean to you. And we can't do that until we do it here first. Doing the pampering, the head massage, can't talk, no words, blah, 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 blah. It's foot massage. I am I'm the word girl. Somebody rubs my feet, I am incapable of making any other sound than moo. It's quite embarrassing. The place where all the words are kept is melting. It'll come back, but right now it's going like so that's a simple win. I don't have to book an appointment and go and drive in traffic and find parking and do all that stuff to go and have the procedure. I don't need to go that far. I just need to, flutter my eyelashes at some long-suffering friend of mine and say, please. And they say, oh, fine. And then they do it and I say, good. It's so they have reinforced that they love me in spite of me. And I have shamelessly played on their emotions. And then I get the massage. Yes. So when when we do this for ourselves, whatever it is, and it doesn't make any sense to anybody else, it doesn't really make any sense when they look at me and they think, what is wrong with you? It's I need to have a little thing, can't talk. Massage. So the hack is this: don't fling the bucket list of items at the wall and hope they stick. That doesn't work. A, it doesn't work. B, you have to pick them up, clean it up, and you're annoyed with yourself that you're not better organized. So you just start with a list. And if you're going to do it once a month, if you're that disciplined, good for you. You start with a list. And when it's the day before, you look at the list. And then you take out your action plan pages. And we number them. And we put them in the 3 categories. And then the new list for each day is 3. One for me, one for us, one for forever. Isn't that incredible? You say to yourself, I should have thought of that sooner. Never mind, I thought of it now. So part of the thing that was my career thing yesterday, I reached out to my my long-suffering tech guy. Oh, hi, oh. No, now's a good time. And I said, I want you to help me figure out how to do this so that I can make this stuff easily available. And he said, I'm on it first thing tomorrow. So that's his task today, is to take in his career path, his task is to answer that quest. On the weekend and yesterday, his personal thing was the joy in being part of the family event when a stepson's team is a provincial champion in some massive contest that took all weekend long. Yay. And so today, when he's tackling, so he put career on hold in order to be able to be fully present for the other two, and more power to him. And so today, I get him 100%, which is perfect. So where we are right now, what my urge for all of us is, we're in the spring flux of weather, right? I mean, they were calling for snow tomorrow, and I said, well, that's annoying. It's my birthday. And so now they're not calling for snow. Thank you. So far, because I have birthday shoes. See them there with the flowers? I have birthday shoes I want to wear. So yes, they're open-toed. Yes, they're summer shoes. What's the point you're trying to make? It's my birthday. No, I won't wear them outside. I'll wear them when I get there. It's my birthday. Which part of this is confusing to you? So the idea is, we cannot plan for everything, nor should we spend our time frantically trying to. What we can plan for is economy of energy release. When my friend hit a wall the other day with a sonic boom and hit the floor, it took everything to organize, galvanize, salvage what energy and focus he had left. Exhausted, naturally. But life doesn't stop. So how to marshal what you have, how to refocus, how to reprioritize. And happily, luckily, fortunately, in that career path, that has been a lesson well learned. So the stagger effect is, I'll be up in a minute. I just need a moment to breathe. So in his prioritized checklists, personal care was breathing and shaking your head and giving yourself a chance to say, all right, ready? No? Okay, take another minute. Ready now? All right. Up slowly and accept help when it's given. Hard to do for the heroes among us. Hard to do for the white knights. Accept help and then plan accordingly. And take measured steps. No one expects a person to get up after the wind is knocked out of you and sprint. No one expects it. No one requires it. So take the measured steps. Make sure you've got your balance. Make sure you're okay. Make sure you're not bleeding on the rug. And then sit down with a checklist. And what can I do today? And give myself just one of each category. And do it again tomorrow. And do it again tomorrow. And the fascinating thing about that is, in doing it that way, you always feel that you have not forgotten you. You always feel that your loved ones know they're loved, and they are so moved to love and cherish you back. And you feel the gratification that you have pushed the little nudge further forward on the career path, on the priorities, on the goal, on the journey. And so for my lovelies who are in business, upon whose shoulders many expectations can weigh heavily, you have to fix you. You have to make sure your space is safe before you can give full attention and full talent, full priority to the career path, to the purpose, to the journey. If you give less than 90%, that's going to be the outcome. And you are better than that, and you know it. And placing that first before you is a direct path to fail. Part of the project that I'm working on is a give back component, working with people who train service dogs that alert to PTSD and CTSD, chronic traumatic stress, and post traumatic stress episodes before they occur. Because this kind of stress is impacting all of our heroes, all of our leaders, all of the people who make our lives great. Our doctors, our teachers, our leaders, our firefighters, our safety agents, our first responders, our boots on the ground on foreign soil. We can help them feel safe, is my plan. So all of this is my strategy. I'm okay. I went to an event the other day and somebody said, "Oh my God, you look amazing." And I said, "Well, thank you. Why are we so surprised?" And then everybody laughed. That was my plan. And she said, "Oh, but you're so happy." You bet I'm happy. I'm here, aren't I? I'm here, and then I'm here with you. And we had a wonderful time. I talked about it. I think I talked about it on Thursday last week. Getting together with my Delta group, 24 years in the making. We get together regularly to find out how we're going and how we're doing and what's going on. And it began 24 years ago. Incredible. That's a family. Like this is a family. Unforgettables is a family. And all the people who are part of this journey forward, owning our spot, elbows up. We are a family. So the simple win hack, I want a prodigious teacher of subjects never taught. Wow. Wow. Thank you, Freddie. My dog could notice my triggers before most of my friends. Yeah. Not amazing at all, Rhea. The dogs alert. The dogs, it's a pheromone shift. They can alert to stress. They can alert to psychotic breaks. They can alert to insulin surges. They can alert to adrenal fear surges. They can alert to the diabetic crash, and they can alert to I think cancer as well. They can smell it. There's a shift that's hormonal, and what the training does is it teaches the dogs not to alert to all the other stuff, only to the psychotic break that is imminent, resulting from the traumatic stress trauma. It's fascinating to watch. It's fascinating to listen to the trainers, how they've sussed that out. It's incredible. So exciting. So with all of this said, on this day before my birthday, just saying, on this day before my birthday of birthday week, in birthday month, in the season of the Viking, remember this. It's not self first, the way they say in the airplane, you need the oxygen. No, it's how physics works, okay? This is not selfless or selfish. It's that when you drop a stone in the water, plonk, where do the ripples begin? They don't begin in Wyoming. They begin at the source. And the energy flows in circles, in waves. Therefore, the checklist is the closest circle, the next circle, and the next, because that's physics and it's how it works. So we can get rid of, "Oh, I know, I just feel." No, it's physics. And that way you can take guilt and shame and blame off the table. Wyoming. So on the way into the remainder of this day, which has another list of things to be doing, be good to you. We are living in turbulent times. The boats are rocking. Don't stand up in the boat. If you must, bend your knees and keep your arms ready to catch yourself. We all navigate through turbulent seas all the time. This just happens to be a prolonged storm. It is one of many. We will come through this, and we will come through others as we have come through those in the past. Do we come away a little scarred and shell-shocked? We do. Most of us need a moment face down to say, give me a minute. Well, that was exhausting. And that's okay. Because that's also how it works. Ebb, flow. The wave comes, boosh. The wave goes away out to the ocean and says, whew, that was a hard beach. And then it comes back. So can we. So can you. So my instructions, be good to you. Make the think, plan, do lists. You deserve to feel the accomplishment without the overwhelm. You do. And remember to hug your loved ones, because they may not be listening to this. They may not have these instructions. You don't need to lecture them. You just need to love them and let them know that they matter to you. That's all you have to do. All right? And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.